Today we're going to take a look at the Seagull 6075. This is my first watch from the brand, so I'm excited to finally check out one of their watches. This one always looked nice in pictures, so hopefully it looks as good or better in person. That's cool. It came with an extra mesh bracelet. Not sure I'll use it, but definitely a good option. Well, here it is. This model has a really nice minimalist design with a small second subdial. I went with the white dial, though it did come in black as well, and there's also a rose gold case you could choose, but I wanted to keep it simple. This dial really pops. I always wanted to getting one of Seagull's watches, and this seemed to be one of the most popular. It's also one of their more affordable options, and it's priced at $109, but they did provide me with a $10 off discount, so I'll put the links and info in the description for anyone who wants to check them out. There's a lot of great brands on AliExpress, but none have the real deal heritage like Seagull. I was reading up about them the other day, and they initially started in the 50s and also manufacture their own movements in-house. So that's definitely really cool. And they make some of the most movements sold in the world, which is pretty crazy. And yet they offer what is looking like really nice watches for great prices. Wow, this case is detailed really well. The brushing and polishing looks to be done quite nicely. Yeah, definitely happy with what I am seeing. The dial isn't exactly bright white. There's a bit of kind of a silvery, creamy hue to it. It's really nice, and I'm loving how thin this watch is. It looks like it should wear really comfortably. Let's measure it up and get the dimensions. So the diameter comes in at 40.3 millimeters. The thickness is only 10.3 millimeters. And the lug to lug is looking like 46.3 millimeters. Let's see what it is with the crown. 43.1. These dimensions are great and should be for a lot of wrist sizes. This is definitely a dressier watch, but I think this white dial helps keep it a bit more casual and versatile. The crown does not screw down, but the watch does have 50 meters or 150 feet of water resistance, so that should give plenty of protection. It uses 316L stainless steel, and there is a display case back that showcases the ST17 movement. This is a caliber that's made by Seagull, so it is a bit wild to get a watch with an in-house movement for under $100. The caliber is listed as having 26 joules, 37 hours of power reserve, and pretty good frequency at 21,600. It's automatic and hand winding. The crystal is sapphire, and I didn't see it mention any anti-reflective coating, but with how clear this dial is, I'm leaning towards there being a clear AR coating. Either way, this looks to be a nice piece of sapphire. This legibility is fantastic. Although a simple design, there are a lot of nice details I'm seeing on this dial. Aside from the Seagull and automatic text, there is nothing else written. I like this clean design. Shows China made at the bottom of the dial, but it's so small and tucked down you can't even really see that. Not that that's bad or good, just pointing out. The subdial looks to be recessed just a bit, which helps make it stand out from the rest of the dial. It also looks to have a bit of extra sunburst effect. That small seconds hand is super smooth. Really great sweep to it. The rest of the dial has these chunky polished applied hour markers and what looks to be black dots for the minute markers. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I think this just looks super classy. Just the right amount of details and maybe even a little bit of texture to the white dial. It doesn't look flat at all. There's some depth to it, if you know what I mean. This case is really surprising me. I wasn't expecting such nice finishing. The fixed smooth bezel is polished, as are the tops of the lugs, and then on the sides of the case is this really cool brushing. I'm definitely glad they went with the contrast of high polish and brushing. It creates a lot better visual. There looks to be a polished chamfer around the bottom of the case and the top that really ties it all together. There's definitely no sharp edges anywhere on this watch. The lugs are a bit pointed, but they have been rounded out nicely, so it's all really smooth. I would always read positive things about Seagull, and I could definitely see why. This case is really something special. The materials and finishing are impressing the heck out of me. The watch is a bit light, not in a bad way, and there's no steel bracelet, so it feels quite comfortable. They say the weight is 56 grams, but I guess since this movement is so thin, that helps keep the weight down. I can hear the rotor moving around, but not too much. I am in a super quiet room, so I doubt I'll hear it when I'm in a normal setting. I like how the lugs curve downward a bit and meet at a bit of a straight edge. Just looks super nice. I was thinking it would be a bit too elegant for me in my style, but this is kind of a bit sportier than I was expecting, which is a good thing. Yeah, this plays. I absolutely love how this looks. The black leather strap has an alligator pattern, which makes sense for this style of watch. There's nothing cheap about it at all. It's thick, feels soft, nice padding, and bit of a beige backing. The buckle is signed with the Seagull name, which is a nice detail. Yeah, this strap is much nicer the more I take a look at it. Sometimes we'll get kind of afterthought leather straps on alley watches, but this one matches the quality of the watch really well. I'm really liking this watch. The dial pops, clean design, really well made case, and I'll see how the timekeeping performs, but nonetheless, it's exciting there's an in house automatic movement. Not much else to say about this beauty. Let me know what you think of this one. As always, thanks for watching.